Hello, everyone. Oh, are we live now? Okay, yes. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Smutathon Liveshow. We're going to be talking about all the books that we read this week, all of the smut, all the romance, all of the steamy stuff. Let's see if this is actually live. Oh, yeah. Okay, there's people here. We're good. I'm Riley. This is Lainey.
Hey.
Hello. So I guess while people are coming in, we can talk about what we're currently reading. And if you guys in the chat want to let us know what you're currently reading. So right now I'm reading Hooked by Emily Mcintyre. It's good. It's really good. It's like a Peter Pan dark retelling with Hook and Wendy. I'm obsessed.
I'm almost done with Scream for Us by Molly Doyle, which is a really short novella because I'm like already 50% through and I feel like I just started it like an hour ago.
Yeah, I read that one the other day.
Yeah, about a girl who goes to a Halloween party and kind of hooks up with dudes that are dressed as Jason, Michael, and Ghostface. It's pretty wild.
I know. It like went off the rails a little bit, but like I was into it. Hi, everyone. I'm currently reading A Lady of Rooksgrave Manor. Yeah, we'll talk about that book in a little bit. Trick. I've seen Trick on so many people's TBRs. I need to look into that one. The Dare. I'm going to start this one tonight. Literally, like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to start that.
Where did you get it? Because I know it's been banned from Amazon.
Yeah, she has a link on her Twitter where you can buy it.
Oh, okay.
It's only banned on Amazon. Like, it's available on everywhere else. So, I don't know. But
there are some books that I read where I'm like, see, this is something that probably should have been banned on Amazon. But, like, it's weird what books end up being banned on there.
Yeah, I feel like it's just, like, if a book gets reported enough times, they're like, okay, bye. So it's not even like, I don't know. I've definitely read books where I'm like, this is allowed. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm channeling Black Phillip.
Let's see. Oh my God. The chat jumped. Let's see. Yep. Thank you. X-Hex. Oh, I think I have that one. It's like that was one of the Book of the Month books. It's like a witch romance, if I'm thinking of the right one. Okay, do we want to talk about what we thought of A Lady of Rooksgrave Manor? Have you finished it?
I think so. Yes.
I gave it 4 stars.
See, I'm like hovering between like 4.5 and 5 stars because like I think I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to like it. Because after the theater scene, I was like, this is definitely a 5-star book.
Yes. Yeah, I think that I realized that this is the first like official reverse harem romance that I ever read, because the one that I read before was a vampire one, but in the first book, she didn't really have a harem yet. It was just like 2 guys. I don't think that counts as a harem or a reverse harem. So this was the first one that I read, and I didn't know what to expect, but I really liked it. But it was a little long. That's the only reason I'm not giving it 5 stars. It was just a little long. And at a certain point, I was like, another sex scene, which like wild for me to say, wild. But it was like just a little long.
Yeah, and when she was like, when she was building her harem, I was like, more? Because I was like not expecting as many people.
Right. Like she already had the 3, and then she was like, oh, but this one, and then this one.
Okay, well, we got to talk about how we would rank the guys.
For sure. In the comments, if you guys, for those of you who read this, tell us who was your favorite monster. I feel like we have the same favorite, maybe.
I think we have the same top 2.
Yeah. Definitely Booker.
And then Ezra.
Yes. Listen, I just love a protective man who doesn't speak.
Yeah. After Booker, after Ezra, I think Jonathan and Mr. Tanner were my next favorite.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I just really liked him because he's like, I don't know, I like Jonathan because he was like soft and then Mr. Tanner was not.
Yeah. It was like the best of both worlds. Like I would have been happy with him alone.
Right. He took care of her. I liked her. See, August was my least favorite. And I don't know if it's just because he was just a vampire, where I'm like, oh, she's just a vampire. When you're like going up against like a golem and a fucking sphinx, I think vampires just kind of basic.
See, I liked him. My least favorite was Eamon, which I'm noticing no one in the chat has said him. I did not like him. I was not here for it.
Okay, I liked him because he started to grow and learn, and I like character growth. I think he grew the most in the book.
Yeah, okay, he did grow on me at the end, but I just like, I did not like the jealousy. I didn't like it because he knew what he signed up for. Like, sir, you signed up for this.
Yeah, I like a little jealousy, so that's why I liked him.
I feel like that's the difference between you being a Libra and me being a Capricorn, because I would have been like, excuse me, I made the rules and you're going to follow them.
Towards the end when like, then I was thinking, I'm like, okay, at some point she's going to grow old and are all these dudes going to want to still be with her? And then like, and they like propose the idea of like the vampire thing. But I'm like, yes, that would have been cool because that's my ultimate dream is to become a vampire. But for some reason, whatever Eamon was, that seemed more appealing to me because it was like a weird immortal thing. And I was like, I don't know. I feel like I see someone saying I'm a Capricorn, but I'm kind of down for Eamon.
I just like, okay, I know I asked you this, but I still can't picture what the hook is.
I mean, I can't either.
Like,
because it just sounds like it would hurt. It sounds like it hurt.
I know. He has like a hook on his thing. I don't know how much I can say on a live stream, but I don't like it. Just I was like, that sounds aggressive.
Yeah, okay, so not to switch topics, but I just finished reading an alien smut book where his thing, they kept saying it like turned into a knot in the middle of the deed, and it would like seal himself in where he couldn't pull out, and I was like, I don't know about that.
The word seal just makes me think of a diva cup. Like, what does it mean a knot? Like, does it like twist the knot?
I don't think so. It just like expands widthwise. And like, because then she talked about how much it hurt when he tried.
I feel like the alien romances always have the weirdest stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. But so the second book,
yeah, it's called like a Company of Fiends.
Do they bring back Esther and the dudes, or is it just like solely someone else? Because it seems like they were kind of setting up with I forget his name already, but the evil guy at the end.
Yeah, I think I read the synopsis, but I already forget what it was. But I think it was a new girl who like works in that theater company.
Okay.
Which I'm excited for because that was my favorite part of the book.
Yeah, I really liked that part too.
And then I have a feeling that, you know, what was his name? The monster with horns that she met at the end.
Oh, he was like a bull or something.
He's going to be in the next book.
Yeah,
I just got that vibe.
See, when like they said like, oh, I don't have favorites. I'm like, no, I'm a Libra. I would have favorites. I would want the most gifts. I like to be spoiled. So like, give me all the dresses. I don't care. Somebody from the theater.
The one who sent.
Oh, yeah, I remember she like they mentioned that in the beginning and then that dropped off and that was never brought up again.
Okay, that makes sense. Probably Hunter. Oh yeah,
I
okay,
felt bad for him.
I know. I was like, oh, I would take care of him. I'm used to knots because of the Omega. Okay. I don't know what Omegaverse is, and I'm too scared to ask now.
I feel like I've seen that term used somewhere else recently. I was like, what's that? What is it? Do you know what
I don't know. I have no idea. I tried looking it up once and I got very confused and then I stopped.
Okay, tell us. Is it a book
like
series?
It's like a whole world or something. I don't know. Okay, but this book that I'm reading right now, you have to read this. It's so good. But this man is insane. He's insane.
Yeah, you did just message me. And was it the same book?
Yes. The main character works in a coffee shop and this customer came in and was like rude to her and called her a bitch. And he like cuts out his tongue. Sir. It is hot. It's very hot. It's good.
Okay, Omegaverse is a Wolfpack romance. Here I go, looking something up again. Who's it by?
I think it's like, it's not an author, it's like a subgenre.
Oh.
It's like alphas, omegas, and betas, sort of like how wolves are IRL, but it's people. Oh. Interesting. A world with alpha.
What's an example?
Usually the alpha and omega get together. Not always wolves. They can be human with knots. I feel like none of that made sense to me. I just need to read one. What is like a good
your favorite?
Because I feel like when people try to explain it to me, I just don't understand. He's so insane. I feel like he's probably the most insane love interest I've read about so far. I love him.
Is it on KU?
I think so.
I think every single book that I read was on KU this time.
Same.
Yeah, it's on KU. Okay.
Games we play. I read this one yesterday. It was really good. And it had a kink in it that I didn't think that I liked, but I guess I do.
What is it?
I don't know what it's called, but it's when like it involves like pet play. I don't think that's what it's actually called, but like he made her crawl on the floor and wear a collar and like he called her his dog. I was like, interesting. There we go. Yeah. Because when it first started, I was like, I don't know about this. And then, I don't know, he sold me. I feel like I was the only one that didn't like Hooked. I'm interested to see what I think of the second half, because where I stopped right now, it kind of seems like it's gonna get wild. Not that it hasn't already been wild.
So one of the other books that I read earlier this week, the Morning Glory Milking Farm.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I was expecting it to be like way more wild and silly.
Yeah, it's cute.
But it was like a cute little romance.
Right. It's like a normal romance. It just happens to, involve
a bull.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was the book. I can't remember if I told you, but when I was at the dentist, he asked what I was reading and my mind froze. And that was what I was reading. didn't want to say, oh, I'm reading Morning Glory Milking Farm. So I was just like, yeah, it's like a book about like a farm and dairy. He's like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, the thing with like the Minotaur. So like it's all fine like when they say like, oh, he had hooves or whatever, because I feel like I'm used to that from the Holly Black series because those people or Faye had them, but
Right.
it's when and like he must have like human type hands and they're just like fur.
Just
But
to be, it's an
it's when
office
she gets up
romance.
to when she gets up to the face. Like
Yeah.
I was like really thinking about like what the logistics of how are they kissing? How wide is his mouth? Because she's saying it's like really wide. And I'm like, yes.
Have you seen the art for what he looks like?
Yes.
I kind of had to delete that from my mind a little bit. It's
And
like
I
as
like
soon
how she
as
put that at the
that,
end. Like
yeah.
you like she hooked us for the whole book and she's like, by the way, this is what he really looks like.
Yep. And like a lot of fluid.
I know I already told you this, but like I had to Google what 24 fluid ounces was because she mentioned it like a few times in the book, and I'm like, okay, so like, how much is this? And it's like a pop bottle, and I'm like, that's so much.
What? Yeah, I definitely I feel like I do that with most monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's because he could talk, so like,
Yeah.
yeah.
He just looked a little bit too much
Two
like
cow.
a regular bull. But I liked that book. It was cute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait. Someone said I just saw it. Where was it? Okay. The author of A Lady of Rook's Grave wrote a Sweet Omegaverse series. I'm gonna have to look into that because I want to read more that Catherine Moon has written. I know she's written a lot. I think. Same. I kind of forgot he was a Minotaur. Yeah.
Yeah. Monster romances, weird romances are emerging this year.
I know. This is like the year of monster romances. I feel like it's because of book talk because monster romances get really popular on there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not mad about it. Although I feel like there's one type of monster romance I probably will not read, and that's like snakes or spiders.
I have a spider one on my TBR.
I know the one. It's by like Tiffany Roberts or something.
Yeah. I mean, he looks like Venom on the cover. So that's why I'm
Right.
kind of
Okay.
like, as long as I'm picturing that.
Yeah. I actually just saw like a not safe for work fan art of that book, and it made me a little bit intrigued. But I don't know. Like spiders just freak me out. I feel like I could do spiders more than snakes, though. Snakes is a no-go.
No, I think you could do snakes because, like, remember, not to bring
Wow.
up, but Carden, didn't he turn into a snake?
Yeah, but they didn't have sex while he was a snake.
There's probably some fanfic out there that.
Yeah, you need to. I'll send you the art when we're done because it's like
Okay.
he's got her tied up. No spiders. I can't believe there was a time I only read contemporary. Literally me. Like this
Yeah.
whole year has been like dark romances, monster romances.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go back. Like I try to pick up a cute little contemporary romance, and I'm like, this is it. They're just two people who meet and fall in love. That's it. BDSM spider. I'm curious what everyone's favorite monster romance is. I don't know what my favorite is.
I don't know. I feel like I really, really liked A Lady in Rook's Grave because
Yeah.
it showed more than one, and I was like, I
Right.
like this because I mean, as long as she was having a ton of sex, but like it was all different because of each monster had its little different thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this might have been my favorite monster romance. Cause like you got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and she had like a whole bunch of different, like when she described the like other monsters, and even though the grotto scene turned sideways, I was really interested at the
Oh
start
my
when it was
god, yes,
happening. So
I
I'm
was
like,
like,
what's this?
you tricked us. Cause I was there
Yeah.
for it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, a little drowning. Interesting. Um, Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. I think I have this. I'm pretty sure I have this on my TBR, but I haven't read it yet. I don't even know what it was about. I just saw it on Twitter and I was like, okay. Yeah, I think Ice Planet Barbarian was my first like non-human romance that wasn't like a vampire or a shifter kind. Because I feel like do those really count as monsters?
I don't know. I don't know if I would
They're
count.
like borderline.
Yeah, because I mean, like, also just because Alien is its own subgenre,
Yeah.
so like, and there's so many of them.
The Quarry Master. Let me look that up. I haven't heard of that. Oh. Okay. This cover.
Okay.
I'm
Did you
intrigued.
Google it?
Yeah. He looked like Lucifer when he has his devil face on.
Oh.
Saving that.
Oh, I like how it's called a grumpy alien boss romantic comedy. She shoved all of that in there.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever read an orc romance. There's that
I
one
haven't.
like series
I have
that's
one
like
on my TBR, but who knows if I'll get to it anymore.
I feel like Catherine was like, I want to write spicy scenes with different creatures, and then bam. Yeah, I agree. And I loved the idea of that house.
Yeah.
Because I can go there. If you ever need airplay in your romance, KV Rose got you. Good to know.
Okay, pulling up another tab. What was it? KV
Rose.
Okay, we'll go back to that later.
Deal with the Demon. I feel like I've heard of that book.
I have no getting over you. That's on my TBR.
I
Okay,
read
but
my
also
favorite demon romance. Like demons? Oh my god, demons. I need to delve more into the world of demons.
but no getting over you. It says that he's like 10 feet tall. And I'm just like, how? So that's another reason why I added it, because I'm like, I have to see how that works.
I think that Ruby Dixon have been my only alien romances. I don't think I've read any others.
I mean, I've read others.
I know I feel like you read a lot.
I think, I mean, as much as I like Ruby Dixon, my favorite author who does alien romances is Zoe Draven.
Does she write the Horde King?
Yeah, the Dothraki in space.
Okay. Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
read those. And then there was another one that I saw some people reading, like Captive something. Captive Desire, maybe? I don't know.
I'm really excited for Katie Roberts' monster series that's gonna come out.
Oh my gosh, yes. The cover.
Yes.
I want to print it out and put it on my wall. Where that picture is behind me, it's going there. It's so beautiful.
Yeah. See, I haven't read a lot of Dragon Shifter. Have you?
I've read one, I think. I can't remember if he was an actual dragon though. It was called Dragon Unleashed by Grace Draven. I'm pretty sure he was a dragon. Yeah. And it was good. I can't remember it that much. I think I liked it. Can someone recommend a ghost romance? I read one ghost romance. It was like a Hocus Pocus fan fiction. There was like a little, I don't know, interesting. But there's that one. I haven't read it. I think it's called Four Psychos. Yeah, this one. Christy Cunning's, the first book is called Four Psychos. I haven't read it yet, but it's like I think it's a reverse harem with this girl and all these guys, and I think she's the ghost. I could be wrong, but it sounds good. And Christy Cunning is S.T. Abbey.
So, someone asked if Radiance would be considered a monster romance. I haven't read that one. Have you?
Yeah, I think it would, because he's like fully not human. He has like claws and he's gray. And his eyes are completely black. And he has sharp teeth.
Yeah, I think that's why I don't really consider alien romances monster romances, because for the most part, the aliens pretty much look human. They have like the human anatomy pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
Esther was quite frankly living her best life. That is very true.
I know we talked about this, but like in the beginning, I felt like I was violently thrown into this book, and I was like, wait, what's going on?
Right.
It like all happened really quickly.
I thought with how long it was, it would be a little bit more of like a build, but no, chapter 1. We're in it.
Yep.
Like she was living the dream, honestly. Some older monster romance have dinosaur. Like a dinosaur.
Give us titles. Give us titles.
I feel like at this point, like
T-Rex romance.
I'm like, the wilder and crazy, I just need it to be interested.
Yeah. If it's different, I gravitate towards it more.
Mm-hmm. If anyone in the chat is looking for specific romances, feel free to, or like romance recommendations, feel free to ask, and we might be able to help you. T-Rex. Okay, but like titles, names? Yeah. We will never go back. I don't think I've picked up just like a regular contemporary romance in a while.
Yeah, neither have I.
I've tried to, and I'll get like 20 pages in, and I'm like, ugh, so boring. Dark Needs at the Edge of Night by Kresley Cole. I feel like I read Kresley Cole books.
We tried
But it
buddy
was
reading
so
it like
Oh yeah, we did.
like 5 years ago.
I have
Because
no
we
memory of
read the prequel of that.
Right.
What's that series?
Immortals
After Dark.
After Dark.
Yeah, A Hunger Like No Other.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't even think I have those anymore. I think I got rid of them.
I just have the one lone one. And I even tried reading it like some months ago and I couldn't finish it. But like I still want a big paranormal romance series that like I'm obsessed with.
Yeah, I haven't found one other than the Fever series.
Yeah.
And that was like how long? Like 6 years ago?
Right.
I'm completely obsessed with motorcycle romance. Yeah, I'm reading one right now. It's right here. Lessons in Corruption. It's pretty good. I'm not that far into it, but I like it.
I think I messaged you when I was at BAM the other day where I'm like, there's this vampire motorcycle romance.
Oh yeah, did you get that?
I ended up not getting because I'm like, I can't go. I don't want to go up to the counter with this.
Yeah, that's online order.
And I'm like not embarrassed, but like I also just like I don't want to hand it over.
Yeah. Polyamorous Rex. Okay. Let me think. One of my favorites is Harbor by who wrote that? Rebecca Weatherspoon. That one's really good. But if you want a monster one, The Witches' Wolves. I really liked.
We read this. This was a group book that we had last Smutathon, but the Katie Robert Theirs for the Night.
Oh yeah, that was good.
I
still need to finish that series because it kind of ended on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, because it's a prince, his bodyguard, and the girl that they meet in New York or something like that.
Right.
And it's really good.
Which that reminds me, in Ruth's Grave Manor, I really, really liked the scene with Esther, the doctor, and the vampire.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool. I liked that they had a little bit of like history between them.
Yeah.
I do hope the sequel has more plot. Yeah, I agree. I needed just like with the amount, with the length of this book and the amount of smut, I needed like a little bit more plot.
Yeah. Because they started like introducing like the mystery and the plot like later in the book. And I'm like, oh, I wish we would have had like this introduction more. And like, I really liked Magdalena too. But did they ever really explain why she was kind of in a daze during like the middle part of the book where she like couldn't keep the wards up and she was always confused, walking around confused. And I'm like, but what's wrong with her? I can't remember if they explained it or not.
Yeah, I definitely like, because at least for the first half of the book, I was like, okay, what's the plot? But I guess I get it with like reverse harem because there's so many guys. You kind of have to like build all those relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Which, have you noticed that reverse harem romances tend to be like really long?
Yeah. And it's mostly all sex.
Yeah. Like there was one, I think you sent it. It was like the one where like the girl is like on a throne. I think it was like her demon something. Do you remember this?
What, did I read it?
No, you just like sent a picture of it.
Oh. Wow, was it called like
I remember I was gonna get it.
Lucifer's Pet or something like that? The Demon's Pet.
Demon's Pet, I think. And
I
wasn't
added it, but it was like 500
oh.
pages. Like, I don't have time for that.
Like Demon's Pet intrigued me.
Yeah. I'm going to make sure that's what it was.
Romance thriller Rex, 100%. The Mindfuck series by St. Abbey. It's probably one of my favorite things I've read this year. Although I still need to read the very last one. I'm nervous though. Because if it doesn't end in a specific way, I'm going to be really upset. Did you start that?
I did. I read the first book for Smutathon. Yeah. It's called The Demon's Pet by Domino Savage.
Her Soul for Revenge just came out. Yeah, I need to buy this because I read the first book, Her Soul to Take, and it's my favorite romance that I've read this year. I'm obsessed with it. And it's almost 500 pages, and I literally read it all night. Like, I just stayed up all night reading it. I was like, oh, I'll just read a couple pages before bed. Nope.
In the Company of Killers for romance thriller.
Oh, yeah. Ma'am, where's the next book?
I feel like that series has like fallen off the wayside for like a lot of people, because I feel like a lot of people were reading it and it was really popular.
I know.
There's
and
the
now
movie. Yeah.
The few of us left. You read the Four Horsemen series, right?
Yeah, it's so good.
Wanted to say that. I've only read another series with like Four Horsemen involved, but they weren't part of the romance. They were just like in it, I think. And it was called Praying for Rain. I forget the author, but it was like a post-apocalyptic. And it was good. But I haven't read any where like the Four Horsemen are the love interests.
I think you would like, I know you'd like them. Because they're
Yeah.
kind of like, you remember when, I know this is a YA book, but like Angel Fall, like that whole like
Yeah.
desolation of like the world and everything, like that
Right.
kind of setting reminded me of the of the Four Horsemen series.
I have the first two books. When does the last one come out?
Sometime in November. I can't remember when though.
What have been y'all's favorite reads this month-on so far? Mine is Her Soul to Take by Harley Leroux. It was great. Horror, romance, very steamy, very scary.
I guess I'd say A Lady in Rook's Grave Manor has been my favorite.
I'm so excited for the next book, but I saw it doesn't come out until like late next year. Or maybe like April. Just feels too far.
Did this one come out this year or did it come out last year?
I think it came out this year, like earlier in the year. Yeah, March 2021. I feel like I'm just spoiled on like indie authors publishing like one book a month.
Fast. Yeah.
Like, have you read any Sophie Lark books?
No, but I have that one on my
serial
list.
one?
Yeah. The one
I really want to read that.
It just came out. Yeah.
Yeah. She publishes so fast. I'm so behind on her books.
Yeah. But also I also want to get to a stalker romance.
Ooh, what's it called?
It's called Course by Candace Wright. And yeah, I haven't read a stalker romance in a while. And I mean, I'm curious.
I think I've only read one that I can remember, and it was A Jessica Kane. So it was like crazy. I don't even remember what it was, but Stalker was in the title. I feel like she has a lot of Stalker.
There's actually like an anthology called Stalkers with a bunch of romance authors like have their books that are like, I'm pretty sure I have it on my Kindle because it was free at the time. But a bunch of their books are in this like big anthology. Yeah, I've read a lot of. I know she's like controversial. Kay Webster. She does a lot of stalker romances, so I've read a lot of hers.
Oh yeah, Neighborly is a good poly romance for anyone looking. And that one is between two couples, like two couples get together. Yeah, Katie Robert has a ton.
She has a Christmas poly book.
That's the only one in that Taboo series that I haven't read. I keep saving it for Christmas, and then last Christmas I didn't read it, so then I had to wait another year.
Yeah, it's good because it's a really good cozy book too because they're snowed in at this like cabin.
Oh,
I picked up on that when she said
I
she blushed.
didn't at all.
She said she blushed when she shook hands with her, and I'm like, oh, you two like each other.
Interesting. I could be down for that.
Someone mentioned Notice by Kay Webster is a stalker romance. Yeah, I've read that one. And like he like sleeps underneath her bed at some point in the book. It's wild.
Okay, that reminds me though, you know that movie that we watched like a week ago with the guy in the
Within.
attic? Yeah.
Yes.
I want a romance like that.
He was a little too crusty, but if he
He
wasn't
was.
if he
Needs
wasn't
a
that
little
crusty,
wash.
yeah, he just wanted love.
Ever since then, I've been like looking up at my vents, like something in there. Oh yeah, The Girl in 6E. I always forget about that book because I read that at like the very beginning of my like booktube years. But that was a good book.
Yeah, I remember that book used to be huge on BookTube. And that was
Right.
really before dark romance was like a thing on BookTube, I feel like.
Yeah.
How many Jessica Kane books have you read?
Maybe like 10.
I've only read that one
I
that you
haven't
told me
liked
to.
most of them. But I mean, they're entertaining. There was one that I liked that was about convicts, like kidnapped by the convicts or something like that, where the girl like goes into a prison to visit her father and then like somebody escapes. So they lock it down and she's trapped in there with like all of the doors open or whatever. And these two prisoners like want to protect her. So they take her into their cell and, you know. It was probably the best one that I read, but like a solid 3 stars.
Okay, so I keep telling you to read, what's it called? Prisoner
I
by
know,
Skye Warren.
I have it.
You have to read it.
I
That's
will.
my favorite prison. I don't want to call it a prison romance, but like a prison break romance, I guess.
That's by Skye Warren. Yeah.
Yeah, and is it Annika Martin? See, they set it up where it's like all these guys, they're a big crew, they're trying to get revenge on the rich, and they have like all these guys, and like the second book follows one of the other guys, and I'm like, okay, it's been 3 years. Where's the rest of the books in the series? Because you have all these other guys you can work with here.
Okay, Haunting Adeline. I've been seeing this book everywhere. Have you heard of this?
Mm-mm.
It's a dark romance. It's supposed to be like really dark. So many people have told me to read it.
Okay. Is it paranormal?
I don't think so. I don't like. I think it has a really vague synopsis, so I don't know.
They all do. All. Oh wait, I've seen this cover. Yeah. It's called the Cat and Mouse Duet. Okay, it's highly suggested that you read the novella Satan's Affair first. This book is 550 pages. What is with all these romances just being really, really big?
For Stalker Romance, I've only read Raw by Belle Aurora. I feel like I can picture that cover, but I haven't read it. Cute. Monster romances are more convincing than what Jessica Cain writes. I mean, fair. I don't know what it is about her writing. Like, I really have not actually enjoyed any of her books, but I just keep coming back. I don't know. I think it's because they're so short. So if I'm like, oh, I have 20 minutes, let me just pick up a Jessica Cain book.
I only read that one.
Twilight is a stalker romance. I mean, the original stalker romance.
Have you seen this book, The Gothicana?
I want to read that.
Yeah.
I have both Hunting Adeline and Gothicana in my Amazon cart right now. And I've been like almost buying the paperbacks because I feel like I'm going to like both of them. And they both have pretty covers.
Yeah, they do have good covers. Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I should get the paperback or just do the Kindle Unlimited.
They're expensive.
They are.
Like,
so wait, what is Gothicana?
I was like $40. What for both of them?
I've seen Satan's Affair, the novella that you should read before. Haunting Adeline. I've seen people.
I think Gothicana is paranormal. I think. Ooh, Hunting Adeline is a stalker romance.
Excellent. Okay. Excellent.
You're gonna make me press checkout on this cart very soon.
Okay, I'll add it to my cart.
I loved Gothicana. I read Hollow Heathers. Oh yeah, Hollow Heathers is another one that I've been seeing that has a pretty cover. I've seen a couple people reading that lately. I only read very vanilla romances, so I've learned a lot during this. Glad we can be educational here. I think next month I'm going to be, I asked on my Instagram, like, what is the most hyped romance of the year? So I'm going to read whatever one it was. And I know that the one that is probably going to be is like just a regular contemporary romance. So I got to kind of like psych myself up to experiencing that again.
Well, they're good. They're good. They're good palate cleansers between all the dark.
Right. Oh, okay. That's good to know.
So we have to buy the paperback now.
Academia vibes. Oh, y'all are gonna make me spend a lot of money. Vanilla romances are great, but dark read romances are where it's at. Yeah. I feel like I was starting to think of like what my list of favorite romances for this year is gonna be, and they're like all dark. Maybe there's like one or two just kind of like light romances, but most of them are dark.
I think it's because they're like the happily ever after isn't always guaranteed or not in the way that we think it'll end. And I think that's why we're so drawn to the darker books lately. Also because the world's on fire, so might as well.
Okay. Yes, it happened one summer. I know I've been saying I haven't liked the contemporary romances. I loved this book. This book is where it's at if you want a contemporary romance. Like, the love interest gets off on spoiling her and buying her things and giving her money. You need to read Sea of Ruin.
Yeah, I know.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah. Let me pull that one up as well. You said it's like a pirate romance, right?
Yeah.
I really want to read what did her priest book just come out? What was it called? Lessons in Sin? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I want to read that really bad.
I know.
Because as much as I like priest romances and all that, like this one takes place in a Catholic school, and like that just makes me more excited to read it.
Yeah. I was nervous like before reviews had come out, but then like so many people have loved it, so I'm like, okay, I trust it.
I brought that book up as well.
Midnight Mass, that's part of the Sierra Simone Priest series, right? I think it is.
I think so.
I've only read the first one. I really want to read what's it called? Sinner, because that one's with a nun, I think. And I've only read one nun romance, and it was a Jessica Kane, and I hated it.
The only Jessica Kane book one I read was the priest romance that you told me to read.
The Preacher Man?
The Preacher, yeah. That one.
Yeah. That was my first one. Yeah, that was an interesting one. He
the sexorcism.
The sexorcism.
But I was surprised though, because like that book had like an actual plot to it. Like there was,
right.
It had like something else going on besides the smut, and I wasn't expecting that.
Are you getting the special editions? I don't know. I already own the whole series in paperback. If I didn't, I 100% would. But I'm like, oh, do I want to?
Yeah, I don't own the paperback, so like I've been considering it, but it's like I don't really care about the swag, but like I would get the hardcovers. And that's like $200.
I know. I might just, if she sells them individually, I might just buy like my favorite one.
I think she said after all of that, after the boxes and everything, that she'd sell them on her website.
Yeah.
If I read the email correctly. She sends a lot of emails.
I know.
Through Patreon.
Every morning, like, Katie Robert. I ordered the special edition books, only no swag. Yeah, I just, I wish, like, I kind of wish I knew she was doing this, so I didn't have already purchased all the paperbacks, because then I like totally would. You have to read Midnight Mass after Priest. Did you read Priest?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really liked.
I liked it. I don't remember it very much anymore.
Me neither. I remember one scene
on the altar.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can order just one book on the Kickstarter. Okay, I'll look into that. Because I definitely feel like I'm gonna want at least one of them.
Oh man.
Where to start? No. He has like the biggest backlist
Yeah.
ever. I still
And it's
haven't
like,
even read all of her books.
right. And it's like, what you gotta figure out, what are you looking for? Because once you figure out what
Right.
you're looking
She has
for,
everything.
she probably has a book for it.
I mean, yeah, I feel like Neon Gods is maybe a good place to start. Have you read that one yet?
Not yet.
But like, yeah, she has everything. If you want vampires, you
Yeah.
got Sacrifice. If you want villains, you got the Wicked Villain series. If you want royalty, you got Theirs for the Night. I
Yeah.
still haven't read her one that's supposed to be kind of like Hunger Games-ish, where like they're like hunting people.
I didn't
Do you
know
know
she had a book like that.
It's like an old one. I need to read it. I don't even remember what it's called. And I feel like I never see anyone talking about it. So I'm like, was it bad? Because I read her first published book. Was not good.
See, okay, so I read one of her books in college before I even knew who Katie Robert was. I don't remember what the book was. It's probably still on my Kindle, but I mean, I liked everything that I read. It every smut book I read in college. Like I didn't, I just
Yeah.
read it to not do homework. So
Was it her like her old Mafia series?
no, it was like, and a lot of it's like a cover that I don't think she picked. I mean, not I don't think a lot of them picked, but it's like all these other romance authors also kind of had like the same kind of cover.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just
okay.
a
I know.
different color. Yeah,
Was it red?
it probably was. I
Because that
read a
might have
lot
been the
of
one
them.
I read and didn't like. But I read it like a couple months ago.
Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't like it if I reread it.
Yeah, okay. Your Dad Will Do is probably a really great place to start, actually. And I'm just saying that because this is my favorite one. But I feel like her Taboo series is like good.
Yeah,
So
I liked
like,
the Guardian one the best.
see, I don't know if I remember. I read the Dad's
Tempting
Best
is like,
Friend and the Guardian one in the same day, so I get them mixed up.
I haven't read the Dad's Best Friend. Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
I haven't read that one yet.
She does? She has so many books. I
I
like
know
I
she
can't.
has so many
I'm like,
books.
what?
What's the darkest book series you've read? I'm like trying to. I'm trying to think.
I don't know.
I actually think. Now I don't know. I mean, I do think I forget what the series, or if this is the right title for the first book, but the Pretty Broken Dolls quartet. I guess it's 4 books. I
Oh
feel like
yeah.
that's the darkest I've read. Well, because like, but then again, I think they screwed up the ending in my opinion. Because I think the first 2 books are great, and then the third book gets like a little incesty, and I wasn't expecting that. And this is why I'm surprised this book isn't banned on Amazon because it's weird. And then I had to finish it, so I had to read the 4th book too, and it was just weird the way it ended.
Yeah, I think the ST Abbey series might be the darkest that I've read. Like it
Is
gets
that
really
the Mindfuck series?
yeah.
Okay, Pretty Soul Dolls is way darker than that one.
You only read book 1. Shh. It
Wait,
gets
you
dark.
okay? But I don't know because I did enjoy it. I'll say that I did enjoy it, but she kind of stopped the scenes in the middle of the torture, and I wanted the torture.
She doesn't in the next ones.
Okay, because I felt like she was pulling her punches in some of the bloody scenes.
Agreed.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere too. And I wasn't expecting it.
Okay,
Because the
this is
first
why
two books were not like that.
What is it called? A Lesson in Thorns by Sierra Simone. Loved the first book. But then when the second book came out, I heard little whispers that this might be involved, and I haven't wanted to pick up the rest of the series. Someone needs to tell me if it's actually true or if it's like a Cassie Clare type of mix up. Is that pirate book that you read a good place to start with romance? Like, just to start with romance? No. It is very dark. Maybe no. Yeah, no, it's like a really dark, pretty dark book. Now I really want to read Pretty Stolen Dolls.
Okay, the thing is, you have to read all 4 of them to get the complete picture. Because I do think the first 2 books are good because they're really, really dark. You start to sympathize with the kidnapper, and I think that's, if a book can do that, it's, I don't know, worth talking about. Because like I really got attached to the kidnapper, and I'm like, why am I attached to the kidnapper?
Katie merged her royalty series with the Four Horsemen Island Hunting. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. I remember seeing she did like new covers for all of those books, but I didn't know they were like in the same universe.
Okay, Creep by Yolanda Olsen. That was the book that I put in our chat, and we were like, that's too much.
Oh my God, I have not stopped thinking about that since I saw that post. I'm like, I've been having pains in my eye. I'm like, I didn't need to see that.
So I feel like I almost need to watch. I need to read it because I'm just someone, I have to see it. If it's like fucked up, I have to know why. But also,
you can read it and report back. See, I feel like I was thinking about it the other day, like, what are my like hard limits with dark romance? That's it. That, whatever that was, it's that. I don't even want to say it.
I remember when I first started getting into dark romance, I read a K. Webster book, and actually, I still really like it because like the main guy character has he's a germaphobe, so he
yeah,
so he doesn't like want to touch her, so it like has this like slow burn kind of build to the relationship. But in the beginning, and has nothing to do with him, it's just the girl because she gets kidnapped by her dad's best friend. It's weird. Cucumber.
Yeah. Okay. I remember the cucumber.
I was like, I don't know about this.
I didn't think it get darker than Born Darkly. Yeah, I think Born Darkly was one of my first dark romance. Well, no, I guess In the Company of Killers is dark. I don't know why I never think of that as being dark, but I think it's because I read it before I was even really reading romance. But yeah, Born Darkly is good.
Yeah, I think that's almost a good place to start.
Yeah, a long time ago I made like a dark romances for beginner video, and this was one of the ones I mentioned because it's dark, but like not that dark, and they're both kind of like equals.
Yeah, and like it doesn't have like a lot of trigger warnings. I feel like a lot of other dark romances have. Like, I don't think there was any like dubious consent in that one. I don't think there was like any like mention of sexual assault or anything like that. So I think that one's like Born Darkly is a good one to get into.
Yeah. Kind of love captive romances. Yeah,
I do too.
Love it. I need to read more. I really haven't read that many. I think my favorite,
I mean, a lot of alien romances are captive romances.
Yeah. I think my favorite one was what's it called? The one where like she's on a ship and then it gets shipwrecked.
Oh, is it a Bella Jewel book?
No, I know which one you're thinking of. No, it's not that one. It's like, oh, what was it? They're like stuck on an island together.
The Monica James book, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Saint something. Bad Saint.
Yes,
Saint.
that one.
I liked that one.
So I think you should read that Amelia Wilde series because it's like kind of
Which one is it?
it's I guess she does like it's like modern retellings of like the Greek gods, but they don't really have like any Greek
Oh yeah. Okay. I know.
magic. But the
Yeah.
Poseidon one I think you would like because she ends up getting shipwrecked and Poseidon find the guy. His name is Poseidon. Just go with it. And
Okay.
he finds her floating in the ocean and then he like won't let her go. So it's really, really good. I have to finish the third book, but it's definitely one of my favorites of that genre, of that subgenre.
I think I realized I really like shipwrecked romances.
Mm-hmm.
Cucumbers are not the same.
They're not.
Oh, okay. All right. I will finish it today. The heroine runs a horror show. Oh, is this about creep?
I feel like I just have to read it. I have to know why it's so messed up.
I just can't. Like I want to, but I can't. I think I agree. Not well, but see, Hades and Learn My Lesson is older. It's a toss up.
But it just interests me.
I'm curious what everyone's favorite romance trope, not just like in dark romance, but like in general. I don't know what mine is. I feel like age gap.
I guess enemies to lovers is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
But I also really, really like slow burn because like as much as I'm really enjoying reading like all the smut in the novellas where it's just like sex scene after sex scene after sex scene, I really
Right.
like it when they like barely get together by the end of the book. Because I
Yeah.
think we talked about this a while ago, but we were like, once they get together, we're disinterested.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of times, if it's just like a contemporary romance, once they get together, I stop reading. I just stop. If it's like towards like 80, 90%, I'm like, okay, I know what's gonna happen in the last like 20%. I'm like, I'm done. Like boring.
And that's probably why we gravitate towards dark romance as well.
Yeah.
Because even when they do get together, not really.
It's not like cuddling, cooking dinner in the kitchen. Yeah. But that's also why like I don't really like romance series that's like following the same couple because I just don't care. Like if they get together in book one, if it's like a slow burn throughout the whole thing, then I'm here for it. Yeah, I'm really starting to like Mafia romance. I'm still like getting into it. I haven't read that many, but I'm really liking them.
I think my favorite Mafia romance is the one by Kenya Wright. I think that's that one I really, really loved. I think that besides, I mean, I guess I wouldn't really consider In the Company of Killers a Mafia romance, but it's like a crime romance.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's it called? Dirty Kisses, I think. Is that the first book? It's really, really good. It has everything that I love in organized crime, how they portray it. or how she portrays it. And the guy's Russian. It's good.
Yeah, I really like the Sophie Lark series, Brutal Birthrights. That one's really good. And then also, is that Jessica Hawkins, like Violent
yeah.
Mafia?
Yes.
Or was that was
It's
like
like
Cartel, I think.
Cartel, yeah.
Yeah. But like the
That one's
same.
yeah. It's in the same. It's just called different.
See, I don't know why I really like Friends to Lovers. Something about it. Maybe that's because, like, in real life, that's probably more like close to what I would want. So when I want a sweet romance, I'll go like Friends to Lovers. Wait, okay. When I said in real life, maybe no, never. Yeah, I like The Boyfriend's Dad. I read so many. I need to do a recommendation video for this.
Oh, is this the Amelia Wilde one?
So.
She's done other ones, but I'm only reading the Poseidon one. I think the first book's called like Devil in the Deep Blue Sea, something like that.
Yeah.
But I know that she has a completed Hades and Persephone one, because in the books, the ones I'm reading, they're together. So I'm like, okay, so I'm clearly reading the second spin-off series or something. But I again, it's like the shipwreck thing. That's like, I guess I have read so many of them too. So, yeah, it's called The Devil in the Deep Blue Sea by Amelia Wilde. And Poseidon is like a pirate with his little crew. It's a modern day, and this like heiress gets shipwrecked. He finds her in the sea, and he realizes that he can use her for like ransom because her dad's really rich. And then he realizes that he doesn't really want to give her up.
It's always how it goes.
Yep.
Yeah, I really like fated mates. Or like, yeah, destined to be together. Okay, yes. Overprotective heroes. I feel like my Smutathon week, all I've been reading are overprotective heroes. Like games we play. He was very overprotective.
Well, yeah, Scream for Us. He
Yeah.
like stabbed a dude. Well, like, okay, so I'm only 50% through, and he's already like broken a guy's nose.
Yeah, I was like, why is the party still going on? He's literally like broke somebody's nose, and they're just like raging in the back, like, like what?
Like, didn't no one kick him out or anything? And then he stabbed someone, and I'm like, okay. But then they left after that, and that's where I'm at. So I'm like, okay, because once you stab someone in the hand, it's time to go.
Yeah, it gets crazier. And then this one, the most overprotective, literally cut out a man's tongue. Yeah, Brutal Prince was really good. I loved the main character.
I'm gonna look this one up too. I feel like a lot of these titles, they're all the same. I'm like, Brutal Prince, does it sound like something I probably read before? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll click on that one.
I just can't get into bully romances. I don't know why.
Well, isn't The Dare a bully romance?
But she was the
use
bully.
Romance hesitantly.
She was the bully, though. There we go. I think that's why. I don't like when the guy. But she was the bully, so I'm a little bit more interested. I guess most of the bully romances that I've like seen take place in high school, so maybe that's why. I don't think the Dare takes place in high school. I think it's
I've
like
read
later.
Bully by Penelope Douglas, and I think that was the book I realized that Penelope Douglas went to the same high school that I went to.
Oh
Because
yeah.
she described, like, the high school she was describing, I'm like, sounds like my high school. Like, it was the same teachers, the same restaurants in my city. So, and then I found out she did graduate from my high school.
The strawberry scene in Brutal Prince. Yes. Oh my God, this was great. They're like arranged married, but they hate each other. And she finds out that he's deathly allergic to strawberries. So the morning of their wedding, she eats a ton of strawberries. And when they kiss, he like almost dies. A queen. A queen. Cover of games you play keep putting them up. I like the cover. Yeah.
Is that the cover? The cover reminds me of The Purge.
Yeah. It's the one with like a neon mask.
The neon mask, yeah.
Which he wears.
Someone asked if you could read a book for the first time again and experience all the emotions. What book would that be?
Oh wow. Transcendence.
I was gonna say that too. I was gonna say for like actual romance, definitely that one. But then for like the series, I wish I could reread the Fever series for the first time again.
Oh yeah, that too. Those two are definitely So I remember like you and I binged the Fever series kind of around the same time.
Yeah.
And it was like 3 days.
I was reading that during work. I remember I distinctly remember being like in the volunteer office at the hospital I worked for, and I was like reading it because I'm like I couldn't stop.
Yeah, I was on vacation with my family at the beach, and like I don't remember that vacation at all. I feel so bad. I was not present.
Yeah, that was such a good series.
But yeah, I would want to reread or like read Transcendence for the first time. I think that might be my most read romance book. I read that at least once a year since we read it.
Same. And it's always around the fall time, so probably next month.
Yeah.
I'll be rereading Transcendence again.
It's like my cozy Christmas read.
Yes.
Just that little time travel caveman.
Yeah.
Which like I've seen recently some people like really didn't like that book, and I'm like, how?
I mean, I can see why someone doesn't like it, but like I don't know, it was charming. And there was really no plot, but you just like you were interested to see how they survived and stuff together.
And he was so perfect.
He was perfect.
It's by Jla Series, which I haven't read any of her other books.
Either,
I read the novella from Beth's
point of view.
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about the Fever series by Karen Marie Moning. So good. I haven't reread it. Have I I don't think I've ever done a reread.
I don't think I have. No, I definitely haven't. I really want to, though. I want to reread that series, and I want to reread the Shifter series by Rachel Vincent, because those are my favorite paranormal series.
Yeah, I only read that first book.
I keep remembering different scenes from the Shifter series, that because like some of the things that because they're okay. It sounds stupid when you say they're werecats, but
yeah,
they're more. But I feel like they're more like it's like leopards, pretty much. Like but I just like the way there's some things that like I guess like packs do. Like I like in wolf romances too, that they like have in the series too. That I really like the characteristics and stuff.
I feel like when we finish Vampire Academy, we need to read the Fever series.
Yeah, we do.
The Fever series is about this woman whose like sister disappears. So she goes to look for her. My memory is like really bad. I'm gonna try. She goes to look for her in Ireland, and while she's there, she kind of stumbles into this like fae world.
Yeah.
That's like in Dublin.
And she's able to see the fae, and like
right.
not many people can. And
I thought Dark Fever was why I brought it to school with me. Oh no.
But this is a really good series of slow burn.
Yeah, like so slow burn to
Mm-hmm.
where it's like painful.
Yeah.
I just really want another urban paranormal paranormal series like that. I haven't found one. Yeah. Is the series still going on? Because I stopped after like the original
the first
5.
five.
Yeah.
I think it finally I think
one.
it's ended now, like
Okay.
recently. Like she has the last book came out like within the last couple months or something.
I tried to read the Danny one and I didn't like it.
I read the first Danny one. I have not read the second Danny one. It's just not the same. When I felt like I was too into the core series, that it was hard.
Yeah. Oh, I did. Have you read the graphic novel?
I haven't.
The artwork is like not good, but it was interesting because there were some things that the way that they were drawn was not at all how I was picturing them. What is your favorite spooky romance? Yeah, mine is also Her Soul to Take. That had like the perfect spooky October vibes. Do you have one?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I haven't read. The only spooky I can think of are like paranormal romances, so I don't know if that counts.
Dimitri or Adrian? Listen, I'm equal opportunity.
Yep. Both. See, that's why you need to read Spiritbound soon.
I know.
Soon.
I know. I was gonna do it when I drove to my parents' house the other day, but I was listening to something else. I think I'll start that on Monday. I just love both of them. Like,
Yeah.
gosh, the choice that she has. All of her men, all of them, even Mason.
Yeah, we're all good.
Okay, I read the first I think 3 books in the series, and it was so slow burn. I stopped. I was like, you got to give me a little bit, just like a little sprinkle. Oh yeah, I want to read the spinoff. Yeah, Dimitri's just so good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared what they're gonna do to him in this show.
We're not going to talk about the show.
Spiritbound is by Rochelle Mead.
It's the 5th book in the Vampire Academy series that we decided to reread. We're buddy rereading it, and this was before the show was announced, so we're not doing it because of the show. I want no association with that.
I know. Thank you.
Oh, Lexi.
They have. They have.
They have.
They made choices.
And not all of them were good.
Yeah, this one I feel like Birthday Girl was a really good slow burn that wasn't too long of a book.
But it was just enough where you're like, oh, when are they getting together?
Right. Like it was the perfect amount of like tension and slow burn. And then when it finally happened, it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that this book is overhyped? Because I feel like it's adequately hyped.
Has it recently gotten a resurgence on Book Talk?
I think so.
Okay. I mean, okay, so like, not to be like hipster about it, but like we read it like a few Smutathons ago. So like at the
I think it was
time,
like around when it came out.
yeah. So I feel like we were hyping it adequately. I think so. I don't know if I think it's still good. I would reread it.
It's interesting to see what books are like what older romances are getting really popular on Book Talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of old ones. Like that whole L. Kennedy series, the hockey one.
That's getting a resurgence.
Oh my god, it's like it's huge on Book Talk.
I mean, good for the authors because they're getting the coin, but
Right. Yeah, oh my god, Ruby Dixon cashed in.
yeah.
I can't do slow burn when it's too slow, like Mariana Zapata. Yeah, I read one Mariana Zapata book, but I feel like I didn't get the full effect of slow burn because I listened to it on audio at 3 speed. So it took me like 5 hours. But I feel like I would not be able to sit through one of her books like just like reading it with my eyeballs because they are long. And they literally didn't kiss until like the last chapter. I was like, I do want to read Culty though, because I think
I
that's
feel
the
like
one
everybody
where
reads Culty.
I think it's an age gap where like she's a soccer player and he's her coach or something.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew it had to do with soccer, but I didn't know it was that.
Yeah. Penelope Douglas does justice. Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I feel like I'm gonna go shopping with my mom after this, and I kind of want to wear this to Target.
I mean, this is the weekend to do it because no one's gonna bat an eye.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Sweet Evil.
Takes me back.
That was like I remember when I read that, I was like, "This is this YA?" Because there were some like really steamy scenes in there for YA.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely was like an early new adult when new adult was not really a thing yet.
Yeah.
But that was good. I think I read that whole series.
Yeah. I think I did too. And the covers, like, I have it right here. The covers aren't the best.
No.
But they're nostalgia. So
I think that I think it was her. There's like she wrote an adult like maybe it was like Cupid and Psyche romance. I feel like I've seen it lately. Yeah, Sweet Evil. I read Sweet Evil in that era where like I read Angel Fall and like a little bit of like the darker
Obsidian.
YA. It definitely started something. Are you going to read Spanish Love Deception? Okay. I will say this one time. I tried. I tried, but that book needs an editor.
And she said that she didn't get past a few pages, so I just trust her. I know I probably won't like it either. So
I'm wondering if, because it was picked up by a traditional publisher, I'm wondering if it'll like change at all. I don't know.
Well, hopefully they'll copy edit it at the bare minimum.
Yes. Yeah. I hate that I started with Cora Riley. I have not
Don't.
read Cora Riley.
I think she's overhyped as well. So
Really?
I 100% agree. There's so much better out there than her.
What who's your favorite Mafia romance author? Is it that what was her name?
Kenya Wright? I guess that
Yeah.
maybe it is, because I just really like the way that she portrayed the crime and everything. And yeah, I think hers was the best.
Yeah. I need to read that. I saw that all the audiobooks for that series are on Scribd, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Cora Riley's female characters basically all sit at home all day. That's completely true. And all the action happens off page. So like the guy will come home into the penthouse and he's like, there was a car accident explosion or something. And I'm like, wow, I would have liked to have read that instead of you telling me that that it happened.
That's so frustrating. See, this is why I really liked Sophie Lark's Mafia series, because the women in that series are like as badass as the men. And like they're involved in everything.
Mm-hmm. I also find her female characters, Cora Riley's, as like, I don't want to say weak, but they're all just like really, really basically weak.
That sucks.
And I'm like, there's no fight, there's no fire, there's nothing. They just are like meek and they sit at home waiting for him to come home. That's it.
Oh yeah, Daniel Laurie. I have The Sweetest Oblivion. I really want to read that. That's a Mafia. I read like all of Colleen Hoover's early books from like her first one until maybe November 9. And then November 9 is like one of the books I hate the most in the entire world. So I haven't read any other ones.
Somehow I read no Colleen Hoover books.
I can't believe that. Like,
I know. Well, I bought, was it Ugly Love, the one that they tried to make into a movie?
Right.
And then kept all the money for it. I have that book. I have that book, or I did have it. I don't think I have it anymore. Because that was the one everybody was talking about, like the pilot thing. And then I just never read it.
Colleen Hoover is huge on TikTok. I wish that I liked her books better because, like, as a person, I think she's really funny. Like, I see her TikToks on my For You page sometimes, and I'm like, oh, she's kind of cool. Yeah, I think the second book in this series is the one that I feel like I see everybody saying that they love.
I don't remember. It's been so long since I feel like I've read that series. I don't remember it much. I just remember the feeling that I had when I read it.
What series?
The Sweet. Isn't that the, oh, never mind. For some reason I thought the Sweet as Oblivion was the Sweet Evil series.
No.
They all start sounding the same.
I know. Like, they all have the same words. They're just like mixed up. Yeah. Favorite JLA series. I've only read
Oblivion. No. Obsidian.
Yeah. And then she had a couple like college new adult ones that I read. It was like Wait for You or something. I tried to read From Blood and Ash.
Yeah. I got halfway through it.
Yeah, I think I read like 70% and then I stopped and I never felt like picking it back up. Yeah. Okay, so I think we're going to wrap up soon. So if anyone has any last minute questions or recommendation requests. And then I decided I'm gonna go to Target like this. I'm excited. I think my mom wants to Christmas shop. I haven't even started thinking about that yet.
I was at TJ Maxx earlier this week, and they had there was Christmas stuff out, and I'm like, oh, I kind of want to get stuff, but I'm like, no, I can't.
I'm trying to decide if I want to decorate for Christmas or if I want to like live in my fall Halloween moment for a little bit longer. I don't know.
Oh, I can't wait to decorate for Christmas.
I need to buy all new decorations because when I moved, the only box that got lost was my Christmas decoration box. So I have nothing. We don't know yet. We kind of haven't planned the next Smutathon, but it'll probably be not till next year. I can be convinced to do this soon. I have one more that I want to read before I make it, but I'll do that soon. What book did you least expect to like, but ended up loving this year? Do you have an answer?
I don't know. I don't know if it's I ended up loving, but I ended up liking it more than I thought I would. I would say it was the Morning Glory Milking Farm. I was not expecting to like that one, but I ended up really liking it.
I think that's my same answer. Because when that book first started going around, I was like, oh, this title, this cover, no.
The
like
concept.
The gloves and the I was just like, no. It was like really good.
Spirit Halloween, $9.99.
What do you have left on your TBR that you're gonna read?
I'm going to finish Scream for Us, which I'm really, really liking. I really liked the Halloween party setup.
Yeah.
I liked that atmosphere. Yeah. And then I think I'm going to immediately start the Stalker Romance course. Yeah. What about you?
I'm going to finish these two books, which are the ones that I'm currently reading, and then I'm going to read The Dare. Hopefully I can finish all three tonight and tomorrow.
I might throw in another novella because I know Course is like a full-length novel, but I do have I think I have like an ogre romance and a merman romance, which I'm curious because he's merman up top. No, he's human up top.
Oh.
And he's
why okay, he's the merman up top excite me more?
He's human up top, but he's merman on the bottom, and I'm just curious how that's gonna work. So maybe I'll read that one next.
Interesting. Okay, well, I think that is where we're going to end it. Thank you, everyone who joined us. I have so many tabs open right now with all of my recommendations, or all of the recommendations you guys gave. I'm going to buy a lot. But thank you. And I hope you guys have a great last day of Smutathon and read some other amazing things and have a great Halloween. I know I am. Bye.
Bye. I think she just X'd out. Riley.